What's going on, people of YouTube? This is your boy Hidden Angel Lionheart coming to you live once again from server 174 for Wartune Ultra Sapphire with my companion purifier once again, the Cleric. So, I know the last couple of days there's been a couple big updates, mainly because of the new features they added into the game, and they did a lot more for level 80s, but since I'm not 80, I can't display that for the current situation in time. But once I have all the resources I had once before, many moons ago, as you guys remember my big debut when I went level 80, I plan to do the same thing as I discussed in my last video. If you guys remember or heard all the way through, and I had mentioned that I'm just going to build up materials, build up stats, build up my astrals, and max out everything as I can before I can hit 80. And once I do that, I'll have enough gold bags hopefully saved up so I can just max out my gear just like that. And I may or may not class advance though, because y'all know I refused the class advance back then. But since things are a little different with Ultra and or Light, whatever you guys call this anymore. At first it came out, it was Wartune Light. Now it's Ultra, but or whichever it is. I don't know. Whatever you guys go with. But anyway, I've come to learn that they are putting in more of PC into the mobile, slowly but surely, and here's one of the examples here, and they have what's called the Wish recruitment. They added what's called the Scourge Mage. It's one of the other EUDEMON kid guards that you can get that was implanted originally into PC and then just got, I guess this just got put into here like a couple days ago because I missed some of the login days, because a total of 14 days I've only done 2, and well, I don't think I'm going to be able to get all of them because I missed 1 or 2 days. But unless you cash severely heavy, unfortunately, the big stuff, as we are all aware, the frickin' yeah, I think I might use that for the thumbnail. But anyway, sorry, thinking out loud. Right now, I think they're playing it as a money grabber at the moment. So if you want to get the bigger, better EUDEMONs, just when the first 3 dropped, you get the Knight for free. That's irrelevant. And the other ones, you could get the Cleric and the Archer whenever, or the Mage and the Archer. Or it's supposed to be Hunter and Cleric, but I just go by Mage and Archer. So I've been going over some of the skills for this mage, and they added another of the EUDEMON kid guards in last night's update as well, like 1 o'clock in the morning, so I had to like dip out of the game and I didn't even get to do really any of my stuff, so I was like, you know what, screw it, whatever. So got off of here, got back on when I was able to, just did a couple things for the guards so I didn't miss out on resources for that, and come to learn that it's the same process as the Silverina. Frick! I keep doing that. Damn it. The guard arena, this is the same concept. However, you are investing daily to get what's called wish tokens or love tokens, or wish coupons, sorry. That's what they're called. You need to collect so many so that way you can get a chance to get her to drop, or if you're going to spend like a madman and just dump $100 and just forget the wishing, then again, you'll get the extra stuff either way, logging in. And if you do the more daily quests, you can get more stuff that you would need to be able to unlock more stuff that you would get a chance to maybe, just maybe, win the Scourge Mage. So, aside from this, being how it is, your boy here is probably not going to get the Scourge. If I do end up getting the Scourge, I'm going to be quite astounded nonetheless. Like, yeah, I had some good luck last night before the servers went down too, so I'm gonna show that here shortly. But yeah, the exchange shop is kind of ridiculous. They're just charging you more because from the looks of it, they're adding more of the scrolls for higher difficulty, or not so much higher difficulty, but higher ranked guard scrolls or EUDEMON scrolls, to where you learn the higher tier skills once you've capped out your skill so far with the EUDEMONs. And I've not made it that far to see how high the skills go, because I thought they only went to 5, like how a normal skill goes for your main class that you play as throughout the game, Knight, Archer, or Mage. And I come to learn you can exceed past level 5, and since I'm not very well-rounded familiar with the EUDEMONs, the only time I ever came across them was when I played PC many years ago when they were still fairly new to the game, but adding a crap ton because Lagtune be like that. So you have the 3 different EUDEMON scrolls. Why do I keep saying self? But purple rarity skills, legendary, and then I'm guessing red is like epic. So whatever, and plus you have the Dust of Battle, which helps with the EUDEMON masteries. So in which case you can invest these into a bunch of different things. You have the EUDEMON gear, you have sacks of gold, more wish coupons, and you can invest to get the Scourge Mage shards, which is kind of pointless, honestly, except you just want to save them up to get one of the other stuff. That's probably would be the best option, but that's just my opinion. But here's the different cash options you can do in order to get the Scourge or more stuff for your other EUDEMONs. As you can see, $100 right out to get her, or $100 for 50 wish coupons to get stuff from the recruitment. But I'm not seeing anywhere where it sees how many of the coupons you need that makes the Scourge a guaranteed drop. Because I'm looking through all this stuff and I've not found the amount it takes, because how it says with regular EUDEMONs in the guard recruitment shop, you get them after you get a chance at winning one of the other 2, or the Knight, as you guys had seen or heard me say, because that's how I was able to upgrade my EUDEMON up to a tier 1 refinement from my Knight, Serenity. It shows you how many times it takes until you can win one of them once you hit that marker for the last 80 of 81. And apparently this is just chance. So honestly, for those of you that are cashing into the game and you'd want to invest in the Scourge, your best option would probably just get the $100 one, to where you get the coupons, bound balance, and 6,000 basically 6,500 VIP points. So that way you're getting the best out of your buck. Or if you think you're that lucky and just blow $100 for no reason 99 times, I mean, deep wallets get you pretty far, unfortunately, as this game has come to show. But even if you invest like a madman, you don't know what the frick you're doing. You're just dumping money into a game that you're still weak as can be because you don't know what you're doing. But anyway, yeah, you get about 6,500 bound balance, VIP tickets, or not VIP tickets, that was a thing, VIP, and then you had the guard enchantment chest, so you get a crap ton of materials if you're rich as can be, and you can invest that many times, like 99 times 100. Holy frick, that'd be like 100 grand right there or something like that. That's close enough to it. Plus taxes, I can only imagine. Holy crap. But yeah, if you guys are trying to invest, I've been looking at the other stuff. The guard battle box, basically it's just more battle materials and battle scrolls to upgrade your skills. And of course, it's all pretty much the same stuff, but just at different prices. And it doesn't even show where you can get so many of just the Scourge shards, just like how you could do for regular EUDEMONs. So definitely this big update for this is definitely going to be rough. Like, I'm going to assume this is going to be a once a month thing or every other month thing where you can invest into this new EUDEMON that they dropped into the game. Monday night, I think, is probably when it happened, or late Sunday night or something like that. So, and after that, like I said, they did a whole nother big update. And by the way, I won the Sanctuary Archer, so now I have all 3 of the OGs starting out. I'm still working on my mage, as you guys can see. And the 5th one they added is the Bloody Berserker. So it's basically, if you guys have played Diablo and you guys know the Blood Knight, this basically is a vampire knight when you think about it. And no, I'm not talking about the inbred anime. Just saying. But yeah, I've been going over some of her skills, and there's 2 complete differences. She is more aggressive and has like hardly any heals, where the cleric itself they have pretty much alternate skills with, I mean, they're the same class, but their skills are variated to where, for example, the light arrow, she has light magic damage, I'm going to assume, where the cleric has flame magic. She's got the wind skills, and I think hers is light based or something like that, but regular archer or whatever. So yeah, and then she has lightning strike, so light and lightning magic. Divine punishment, that was actually not a bad skill when I was going over. Devour, so she's more of a two-person hitter more than anything else, and they have what's called Devour effects that I was reading over too. Will transfer 16% of the healing received to the Scourge Mage for 3 rounds. So it's that's basically your Suntoria for her. So it either affects just you or it affects you and her. I'm not entirely sure since I don't have it, or I've never played the Scourge even through PC. When I only played it for a few short months when everything was updated up to that point in time a few years ago, when the max battle rating cap I think was like 60 million or something like that. But yeah, there's this, and then the last skill that I think is another the Delphic, as of course if it shows, is called Redemption. Release health, restores health, not release. Restores your health 90% of magic damage to all allied targets and resurrects one ally. Upon resurrection, the ally will have 20% health, be affected with the exhausted state of physical and magical attack reduced by 25%, and unable to receive the healing effects. Oh. So even though you resurrect your ally, it's like a double-edged sword. You revive your companion, like in a dungeon, say, if me, Gemmy, or Trip was all in a dungeon together and this skill was used. They'd be revived, but the downside is they cannot get any health whatsoever. Like, anyway, yeah, they will not receive any healing effects whatsoever, and physical and magical attack stats are reduced by 25%. What the frick? This is definitely a double-edged sword. Yeah, you get your buddy back when you're doing a dungeon, or yourself, or one of your own. I'm going to assume it works on your troops too. Assuming, as I'm going to say, as we all know, assuming means. Make an ass out of you and me, pretty much. Yeah, this is a very... I'm lost for words with this one. Like I said, this is a double-edged sword Delphic for sure. So, honestly, she's got great perks, but she's also got one downside, which is the Delphic Resurrection. So she's basically the more, last leg solution, aside from the cleric, where the cleric just does consistent damage and has double heals, where she's got her own set of heals, but she resurrects you, but you get no benefit. You get crap benefits out of it. So this is good and bad all at the same time when you think about it. So you'd have to be very tactical and very smart with it, without question. And her other passives are the Mage Instinct, of course, which increases magic stats, of course, and your critical... Ooh, that's not bad. And then Prey. So I'm going to go on an assumption, assume she's basically the nun. Oh, this comment goes directly towards a certain someone I know because I call her a nun all the time and she hates it. But, Prey. When unleashed, the Delphic skill, grant a shield to the resurrected target and can absorb damage equal to 50% of its max health for 30. Whoa. Okay, back up. Rewind here. So, the Delphic skill, you can't heal, but you lose physical and magic attack stats. But Prey, when unleashed, it grants you the ability to heal 15% for 3 rounds. Like, I don't know how I feel about this. So, it's a plus and a gain, but after the 3rd round, you're kind of screwed regardless. So, you're just like, okay, this is kind of tricky. Unless I'm overthinking this, which I probably am, because y'all know, I overthink the hell out of everything. So, yeah, Scourge Mage, this is a touchy topic for sure. And now the Bloody Berserker. I'm not gonna lie, this dude is literally wild, and he is pretty much the advanced form of the regular Sanctuary Knight, or whatever you guys call him or her. So Sanctuary Knight, okay, she's all fine and dandy, but now the Bloody Berserker, he looks like a freaking Templar that's on crack from a vampiric bite. And I was going over some of his skills. I'm not gonna lie, I thought they were all pretty cool, and as the name suggests, Bloody Berserker, when I said it's a vampire on crack, this knight is basically... Okay, I'm just repeating myself at this point. This dude is basically Alucard on steroids once he'd be so far maxed up. And the first skill, Cleave Clash, of course, it's basically the equivalent of a knight. Shadowless Blade, okay, so that's Ultimate Slasher on crack. The Stunning Strike deals 175% physical damage to an enemy target with the lowest health, and there's a 20% chance to double the damage. So, not only are you inflicted damage, there's a chance that it can be doubled. So, times whatever you deal, and if it's a crit, that's like quadruple damage. So, this skill is actually really freaking good. I'm not gonna lie, if you want to play a more aggressive version of the Sanctuary Knight. But they don't have any events right now to where you can get the Bloody Berserker, since he was just newly updated into the game last night. So at some point in time, I guarantee you a whole paycheck that the Bloody Berserker is definitely going to be a big cash one for a lot of people, especially if you build it right and play it correctly. Because building EUDEMONs is kind of the same concept as a Sylph, I guess, in a way. But it all depends on how you build your own tune and how far your tune is with stats and whatnot. So that determines the overall strength of your EUDEMONs furthermore. And now for the other skill, the Blood Siphon. This is where I say it's a freaking vampire. Deal 120% physical damage to a random target and then restore 6% of its maximum health. So it's dealing blood damage while it's gaining blood back. So instead of saying the Bloody Berserker, I'd say the Vampiric Berserker at this point. Like, they should have just named it that. But then again, I'm not Seven Road. I don't come up with the names. But if I did, they would be tacky as could be, but they would make sense. Lethal Slash deals 135% physical damage to the enemy with the lowest health and applies bleed. Blood damage increases to the target as it takes 10% damage and it lasts for over 2 turns. So, it's pretty much the same concept as the same skill that the Sanctuary Knight has. If you guys know which one I'm talking about, which I'm sure you do. Crap. It's basically the same concept as the Shadow Slash, or I think is what's called Shadow Strike, Shadow Slash, or whatever it is. The one where it does consistent bleeds when you hit like 5 times and the blood just keeps building up and building up and building up. So it's the same concept for sure. So that's pretty much a more amped version of it. So now it's Delphic, the Blood Storm. I think this is the one I actually thought was really freaking cool. Applies a Blood Embrace to yourself that lasts 3 turns. 40% of the damage you take during this period will be settled when the Blood Embrace ends, dealing 260% physical damage to all enemies and impose the blood on them. Blood increases the damage to the target received by 10% for the last 2 returns. So, basically, this is a buff to skills as Lethal Slash and Blood Siphon. So, coming off, unless I'm misinterpreting this or I'm misunderstanding, it basically bulks you up to where all your blood attacks just deal extra damage. And from the looks of it, this skill actually combos off of the Siphon because of the blood damage it deals and you're siphoning out of them. And along with Lethal Slash because, well, it's a blood effect. And its passive skills include Crusade's Will. Upon entering battle, maximize health increases by 20%, and the healing received is also increased by 35%. So, realistically speaking, if you play Mage and you decide to invest in the Blood Berserker or Vampiric Berserker, that would be the one you'd want to invest into because of what it can do. Okay, some more blood effects. The blood sacrifice passive. Each target with blood that is defeated or dispelled grants 1 stock of blood sacrifice. Stacking up to 4 times, each stack of the sacrifice reduces the damage of Blood Embrace by 25%. So, this combo it goes back to the Bloodstorm to where once you have the Blood Embrace, you're getting all kinds of extra effects for so many turns, which is actually really cool. The Bloodthirsty Blade. Each attack has a 30% chance to restore your health. So, once again, the Vampiric Berserker, or the Bloody Vampire, each attack, you're getting a chance of restoring your health. So it's got a built-in Guardian Blessing, which gives you health every time you block as a knight, or every percentage you get health back, whatnot. I think it's like, 20% chance of getting health back every time you block successfully. So that's basically a built-in Guardian Blessing, which is actually really cool. Deterrence deals 30% increased damage to the target with the health below 35%, so it's just more of a, the Awakened Mastery, yada yada yada. Okay, so that's how that works. And I must have skipped her other 3 skills then. After dealing a critical skill, cause the target to receive an additional 30%. Oh, okay. So she basically says, screw you. If you're playing Mage on Mage, like during Class War, she would be the one to want to use, since she basically says, screw you, you ain't getting as much health if the critical hit is successful. And then Holy Smite. After using the shield protection skill, allies with the blessing can transfer 15% of damage taken to the attacker. Alright then. Awakening Mastery, yada yada yada. Okay, so this is basically the update on these two. I think I would go, if I was a mage, I would definitely have the Bloody Berserker. However, the Scourge Mage, again, that's a double-edged sword because of the Delphic, but because of all the bulked up passive skills she has, she's pretty much on par with the fact of a aggressive mage. But if you don't tacticalize the Delphic Resurrection skill when needed, you're kind of screwed and you're very much stuck. So being smart with it is definitely a good thing. So leave y'all's comments in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on both of the Bloody Berserker, Vampiric Berserker, card, and the Scourge Mage. So this will be interesting nonetheless. And also, I got all her skills unlocked because all of the points I use in the arena, I just turn in for skill scrolls for the most part. And unless I need the gear, I'm pretty much focusing on their skills for right now. So, and since I'm working on the cleric more, I'm definitely going to be have him main for the longest time, even if I get the Scourge, or when I get the Scourge. This is going to be my main guy until such situations says otherwise. And masteries, I'm not too concerned about right now. Also, I will say this. I was looking into some of the stuff, and I looked into some of the old videos. Not so much videos, but the content that Dolly Games had uploaded to their forum site. I must say, being a longtime fan of those guys, I was not impressed. Like, I could not find anything that I was looking for when it came to the Sylph skills. Not Sylph skills. Why do I keep saying that? The EUDEMON skills. I've looked into the EUDEMON skills, could not find anything about the EUDEMON skills. I've looked into each of the EUDEMONs in an order, could not find anything about the EUDEMONs. But I did come to find out the next EUDEMON we get will be another male archer. As to when we'll be getting it, I'm not sure. But after that, I did come to see we'll be getting more mage-based classes, which are basically demons. If I remember correctly, because even on PC, they had their own cleric that were demonic looking. We will be getting those too at some point in time. I guarantee you all as well. But that's for later updates. And they're still talking about doing the dual sylphs. That's going to be coming out soon, unless it came out already, which I highly doubt it didn't. And once that happens, we're going to be seeing Odins everywhere. We're going to be seeing Thors. We're going to be seeing Friggas and Freyas, Tyrs and Thors, and Lokis, and, yeah. Not Thor, but Odins. So, be prepped for that, everybody. That's going to conclude pretty much my thoughts on the EUDEMONs. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, like I said, about the EUDEMONs. What's your thoughts? What's your intakes on this topic? And if this is going to be a game-changing situation for the later on mobile version of the game, for sure. I'm going to be doing my best to do update videos as much as I can when it comes to new updates like this. I know I missed out big time when the big update dropped to where level 80 got the class advancement. I really regret not doing that video when it first came out. Oh, I hated myself. I kicked myself in the schlong for that. I'm not going to lie. Actually, never mind. I'm not going to finish that sentence. That's just going to give me a YouTube violation. But, yeah. Yeah, like I said, let me know in the comments section below. Let me know your thoughts on the Scourge and the Bloody Berserker, what you guys think on those two, especially the Scourge, because I am 50-50 with it. Bloody Berserker, absolutely, I'd go for it when it first drops. And other than that, that's pretty much it for that. As I said, also, on a side note, crap, what was the other thing? Oh, yeah, for the sylphs, because I think that's why I kept bringing it up, honestly. So, I have Apollo, and I have Hades. I've been getting most of the stuff I've been needing for Apollo, and honestly, I'm getting very close to making him into Athena. As you guys can see, I only have 348 of the 500 divinity shards that I need, and I only need 180 more of the star sand and 2 more of the starlights. And since the new event dropped to where I can get the farm wheels that gets me the sylph packs, I can trade the sylph packs in, if I can find it. Crap, where's it at? No. Ugh, I just saw it a few minutes ago when I was looking, unless I'm just like speeding through everything and just not paying attention. The special exchange? No, that's not it. Okay, sylph pack, there we go. So, when I'm able to get the sylph packs, it takes 1 sylph pack to get 30 of the divinity shards. So, my intake on this is, if I'm able to get 2 of them, I'll be able to get 60. Or if I can somehow pull a miracle out of my butt, I can maybe 6, 9, 12, 15. I just need 5 sylph packs. I just have to figure out how to be able to wing it. If not, then I could probably have Athena by sometime either next month or after the new year starts, because we're already in December. Literally next year, I'll probably have Athena unless I can pull a miracle out of my ass and I can make Athena and do some runs with her on that note. So I'm actually kind of excited. I'm planning things as I go. Actually, wait, no. Let me think about that. Okay, yeah, it's probably going to take a hot minute unless I can figure out how to get more divinity shards. And if that's the case, yeah, your boy's going to be rocking Athena here very soon. And as you guys can see, his stats are pretty much good for the most part. His equipment is decent, I would say, for the most part. The only thing I'm missing is a Apollo graded necklace for light-based sylphs. That, I'm still trying to get that, and there's might be another attempt. I may try to get gold rarity sylph gear, but if I remember correctly, sylph gear cannot be used until they're that grade. So unless Apollo is probably legendary status, I am not going to be able to really use that gear. So that might be a way later idea of sorts. So until I can get that figured out. And the last thing I did want to throw out there is I did manage to get my Dragon Soul to rank 4. So needless to say, for rank 3, it's going to be 1300 Dragon Soul, Rank 4 is 2,500. And to the fella that asked where I was getting so many Dragon Souls, if you're in a number 1 guild, which of course I normally always end up in it, how that happens, I don't know. The guild dungeons will give you so many chests that gives you so many Dragon Soul to begin with. And then the other place you can get your Dragon Soul from is from the one guild shop that is the silver shop. And as you guys can see, yeah, I'm just gonna dump this much into it. Unless they have stuff in here that I need. No, not really. Oh, then again, I could invest into the refinement crystals because I'm still refining my gear to their best. But we'll do 90 of those. And then, of course, they don't have... Oh, yeah, they do. Never mind. Unless I can figure out how to get so many of these too as well. Of the Dragon Fangs, because those are normally you get during the weekend. So it's going to be a grind game for that. It's just going to be a while before I still get some stuff. And if I'm able to pull off 2,000, which I normally do, somehow, I don't know how. This is just me being me. I can still get the 50 star sand, and I can still get the 1 star tier. Plus, in the guild shop, not the guild shop, but the arena shop, I did dump all my resources into getting another star tier when I had it. And I dumped the rest of it into the other star sand. So that was how I was able to get extra star sand on top of it. So yeah, you guys can only imagine I had like over like almost 3,000 insignia to get the materials I needed. But as you guys can say, your boy dumped it all to getting the star sand for 1, and I did have so much more. I think, actually, yeah, I take it back. I had like 5,000 some insignia last week, and I dumped it all into the Starlight before the servers reset to where you could get these all once a week, before and after reset. So I did manage to get the extra star tier, so I'd be ahead, and the star sand as well. So I'm just building up insignia to get that once again. And I don't think the crypt offers me anything like that. Yeah, I didn't think so. Or, not that I remembered, but anyway, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. And speaking of the crit and block, my crit is like almost perfect. My block is pretty much perfect. I'm just lacking another 3.22% to where I'll have perfect... I'll have perfect block to where I'll block everything every time. So, I'm not complaining on that note. But as I said, thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What are your thoughts and such on the new EUDEMONs that's been updated into the game? And when the Archer updates, I may or may not make a video on that. If I do end up doing it, yeah, we'll go from there. And I'm still going to be researching and looking into more of the EUDEMONs on the side if I'm able to find anything, because everything else either is long... painful videos, or I'm just going to have to deep search everything on the Google web when I'm able to. But until the next video, take it easy, guys. Till the next video, this is your boy, Hidden Angel Lionheart, Sephira Purifier from server 174, US East, Dance and Musical Notes from Divinity's Guild. And, Trip, you're still a bitch. Drax, you're amazing. Gemi, well... You're the sweetie pie wifey, for sure. Henceforth, when they did the update, they also added, I know I keep saying I'll see you guys later, and it always ends up me just rambling. So, yeah, here's a couple more things I was going to actually show you guys real quick. They updated the farm to where you can now stack plants, and you basically have your own patch of, animals that you can feed every day. You have your cows, you have your horses, you have your deers, you have your goats. Oh my gosh, I meant deer, not deers. Oh, Jillian's gonna make fun of me for that if she ever watches this. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and aside from that, we have this to get more materials, and the workforce, we're able to get certain milks, to get certain magic boxes that give either Mara training whips, or white irons kynates, or gold stones for your EUDEMON. So you have mount materials that you will desperately need. You will have Mara material that you will need, and you also have the EUDEMON material magic boxes that you need. So, more case, I would probably go for the mounts if you guys are slacking in mounts. Mara, if you guys are needing to build up yourself more to make them more OP and status. And then you have the EUDEMONs. Well, that's pretty much self-explanatory. But, yeah. Okay. This is for real. This is the last thing. Let me go into friends. And it also shows your spouse is the #1 person on your friends list, which is actually kind of cool. Thank you, 7 Road, for actually updating that. And they added something called the baby system years ago. So I'll get to see how that actually plays out in the game later on. And actually owning a house as well. So, until the next video, guys, take it easy. This is your boy, signing out. Till next video. Adios, later days, and catch you later.